Bacteria affects the water by transforming organic carbon into carbon dioxide. This also affects the distribution of some metals. This affects the biodiversity by making the water unhealthy to live in. It also kills aquatic life. But you also have to remember, not all bacteria is bad. The last biggest pollutant is nutrients. Nutrients is the stuff in pesticides and chemicals. The nutrients from pesticides and chemicals that make your grass grow leak into the groundwater, which goes into nearby ponds, rivers, etc. Then it gives the water so much nutrients that it chokes up all the life. There is also a new big pollutant called microbeads. The reason microbeads are bad is because water treatment plants can't take microbeads out of the water. When they get into the water, water life eats them and dies. Many of our toiletry products have microbeads. Those are the three biggest pollutants.
Some things we do affect water pollution. For example, say someone litters a plastic bag. The wind can blow this bag into a lake or a river. Plastic water bottles, soda cans, and other litter also pollute. These things can end up hurting wildlife. You can help by not littering. It's very simple, but if everyone does it, our water could be a lot cleaner. Pesticides pollute our river too. They can poison water and the animals that drink it. Which would you rather have, poison water or weed-free grass? Please don't spray your yard. If you don't like having weeds on your lawn, you can try hand weeding it. Farmers also use pesticides. So by buying organic food, you can be healthier and also help keep our water clean.
One way water pollution affects aquatic life is when fish see plastic bags in water, they try to eat them and die from toxins in the bags. Turtles also think that plastic bags are their prey and die from choking on them. Birds try to eat litter pushed onto beaches from water sources. And finally, pesticides that people use get into water and create dead zones. A dead zone is where little to no living organisms can survive.
Blockage of sunlight mostly comes from silt. Silt is a fine sand or other materials carried by running water and deposited as a sediment, especially in a channel or harbor. Blockage of sunlight in rivers disrupts when fish reproduce because it lands on their eggs and they can't get sunlight. So the population of fish will become smaller and smaller. Blockage of sunlight also makes plants die, and some fish depend on the plants, so they and other aquatic life will die of starvation. When chemical fertilizers are used, it can make silt in the runoff toxic and get into the food web. Because if one fish eats that silt, and another fish eats that fish, and then a bird eats that fish, then that bird would get very sick and die. But if we ate the fish instead of the bird, then we would get sick too, and it greatly affects us. Here are some ways you can help with all the problems you have heard throughout our presentation.
You can avoid buying microbead soap products.
Even though dirt is a natural pollutant, you can try not to throw it into the water and stir it up.
You can volunteer for organizations that help clean up litter.
Stop using plastic bags and bottles, which kill aquatic animals.
You can try to never use motor oil, paint, or medicines on the ground, in a storm drain, or in the toilet. You can turn them into the Eco Park.
Thank you for listening to our TED Talk.